Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have Corinna from Discover 195 Travel. Corinna, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for joining us on the show today. You guys, Corinna is a recent graduate of our Careers on Vacation program. So, first of all, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Super excited. Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Well, share with our audience, if you will, where you were before taking Careers on Vacation and where your business is now.
Yeah, so I actually had just left active duty army service, and I was
Oh,
like,
thank you for
where
your
the
service,
heck?
Corinna.
I was like, where the heck am I going to go with my life now? And so I was like searching, and I came across the Wanderlust CEO YouTube channel, and was like, oh man, they're like, that's it. It just clicked. And so I signed up for the program. And during the program, I got all the licensing set up for my business, started the business, launched. Already had my first client, which is exciting.
Yay! And especially before graduation, right? I love that.
It was awesome. Yeah. And so I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the couple of months that the program has been literally from nothing to something. So
I love that. Yeah. Well, and first of all, thank you for serving, right? That's like such a big thing. And I feel like a lot of people go through that transition with whether it's you're going through a new job, a new phase in your life, a new season, it can be a million things that can kind of like jump you into what's the next thing for me. So I love that you found us. What have been your biggest wins or celebrations since taking the program?
I think for me, it was when I finally announced on Facebook and Instagram and all my social media that we were open for business. And it's something that we talked about like in the program, and that's it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I'm a perfectionist, and so I have changed my website. I've like done different stuff with social media, and so it was really awesome feeling to finally say, you know what, like I feel confident putting this out there, and then getting a really overwhelmingly positive response from friends and family. And it definitely felt like, okay, all this work is worth it. We're going somewhere.
I love it. From zero to launch in less than 12 weeks, right? With a whole new business. You did a lot of work. Like there's a lot of pieces involved. So I think that when that day comes, in our launch kit, we give you the materials and all of that good stuff, but just that feeling of like, I'm about to let the world know and hitting that button. So good for you. And for it to be so warmly received by friends and family in that first launch, that's great. That just shows that you did a really positive launch and did it in a good way where you got a great response. And that's awesome. So talk to me a little bit. From being in the program, mindset is a cornerstone of our program. We kind of weave it through everything that we do because of just those moments like that. Like, should I launch? Should I not? It's kind of, all those little things that happen when you're running a business and in life. How has the mindset work impacted you in either your life or business as you went through the program?
Yeah, it definitely was a huge positive impact that I wasn't really expecting. But especially transitioning from the army, where
Mm-hmm.
you're told what to do all the time. It's like you have this, there's a deadline, and it's got to meet these exact criteria. And if you don't do it, you're going to get yelled at. But like then I was transitioning to this, which was like, no one's going to yell at me. Like you're not going to call and yell at me if I
The
don't
no
launch on
yell
my date.
zone over at COV. We're all support. Yeah.
It was, I mean, it was not only like an awesome supportive environment, especially because I'm not necessarily used to all that positive reinforcement or things like affirmations. I thought those were really helpful, but also motivating myself because there's it's up to me. So that was a really awesome and really helped me get, I think, to where I needed to be, because there were a lot of times in the beginning where I was like, oh, I don't have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Should I? A lot of stuff like that. So
Yeah,
just
I've never thought about that contrast before because we do have a lot of military. We actually offer a military discount. So if you're someone watching and you're curious about that, just ask about it when you talk to us. But I've never thought about the contrast in coming from that life and then into like our world where it's like we're a happy little bubble. We're gonna help you build this business. It must just be like complete ends of the spectrum, but what I love
definitely.
about it is obviously being in those leadership roles and being in the military. you are doing the work. Like you're committed to doing the work. We usually see that really strong work ethic for those that come out of that environment. So kudos to you, but adapting to a mindset where, yeah, you're the boss now. Like you're the one that has to kind of be the driver. So I love that that's helping you kind of on your journey and through the transition. Talk to me about, I always like to ask, because we usually, when people are watching these videos, they're like, should I make this call? Should I talk to this lady? What is this deal? I just found her online. Talk to me about how, when you found us, was it hard for you? Was there anything you had to overcome before you committed to doing Careers on Vacation? Or what was that process like for you personally?
I think that I've been planning travel for myself and friends and family for a while, and my mom had always told me like, "Oh, you'd make a great travel agent," and I was like, "Travel agents don't exist anymore. That's not a thing, Mom." Like, um, when I came across your channel, I was like blown away. Like, I can't believe this is like a viable career path. And so for me, it was pretty easy. I was like, this is something I had always thought about. Like, oh, I wish that that was real because I would love to do that. And so when I
And
found
then
out
I
that
was
it
like,
was real, I was like, oh, well, there you go. And problem solved. And I was also in a good position, like financially, and already in that transition period on leave. So for me, it was pretty easy to make the decision. Especially again, just like seeing your videos and then talking with Evie, who was the first person I spoke with and was like my counselor. I mean, she was great, very convincing.
I love it.
And I
Yeah,
knew,
Evie's been through the program, so she knows. She has her own.
yeah,
She went through the same journey a couple years ago that you did, so she's definitely a lover of the program. But I love I love what you brought up, because a lot of people do think that, like, are travel agents even a thing? Like, we always were. We never really went away. Of course, there was an internet bubble and there were things that, but we were behind the scenes until last year. And I feel like 2020, the silver lining was, not only are we here and ready, but so many more people need us. There's a bigger demand going into 2021, because booking travel is confusing. There's vaccines, there's rules, there's regulations, every country's different. It's fluid. That shouldn't scare you if you're thinking about becoming a travel agent. That should excite you, because people need you more. They don't want to get on the phone and wait for hours if a policy changes or something needs to be updated. We have back end channels where we can help clients. So I think that's one of the things where, Forbes, USA Today, Travel Weekly, all of them are talking about, you got to have your favorite travel agent on speed dial. Make sure a professional is handling your travel. So we have a lot of energy around this industry right now. And so I think, especially for like you, when you dove in when it was still in the middle of the pandemic, you dove in before we had news of vaccines, before we had, all of those things are coming out now, and, states are lifting mask things and all the things are happening. So people are like, book me for travel. It's
yeah,
easy to do it now. You got, like, if you decide now, you don't get as much credit as Corinna does, because she's like, all the chips are down, I'm in, right? But that's the beautiful thing, that you are positioned and ready. And for those thinking about kind of getting into it in this new year, feel good about that part of it, I think. Corinna, what would you say to that person who was in the same seat you were just 12 weeks ago? If they're thinking about Careers on Vacation, what would you tell them about our program?
I think the biggest thing that I would push for somebody is, like, I am someone who loves to do things myself. I built my website myself, like I handle my social media myself. And so this program, I think, accelerated what I could have figured out how to do myself, like, by years. I Even in the first module, or like the launch kit, where it talks about step by step how to file for like LLC stuff, or even that's something you need to do, and how to set up other things. Like, could you figure out how to do that without going through the program? Sure, but not in 12 weeks. And not
Yeah.
without, I feel like, a lot more trial and error, as opposed to being able to go on the Facebook group and say, hey, I'm thinking about, these host agencies, or what does everyone think of this, or I'm having this very specific problem, who can help? Like, having those resources, I feel like,
Yeah.
was totally worth it for me. Again, even as somebody who likes to figure out how to do things myself, this was, I couldn't imagine like trying to learn all of this.
Yeah, and that was like, I always say, like, if I could go back 25 years in time and give myself my own program, like, it'd be the best money I ever spent. Only because, like, you guys, it took me 25 years to figure it all out, get it into a well-oiled machine where I'm just sharing all of that. There's not a lot of competitors that will just go, here's how I did everything. Here's how I did all the things. And I'm going to, not only am I going to tell you, I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a coach, I'm going to give you all this stuff. So yeah, it's a lot. It's, people think, oh, I'm going to book trips. It's just like booking my own travel online, but it's not. There's a lot to being a skilled travel agent is one part. The other part is learning how to launch your business, getting that website up, doing those pieces that you have to tie together, then getting to that point where you go, I'm launching today, boom. So Corinna, congratulations on all your success. If you guys are out there and you are in the same shoes Corinna was in 12, 14 weeks ago, or you're just thinking about getting into the industry and you want to do it the right way from the beginning, or maybe you're experienced and you're struggling on how to become relevant in this online space, we have 2 learning tracks. Corinna was on our new agent learning track, and then we also have an experience learning track. So whichever track fits you, we can talk to you about that. So the first step is to go to careersonvacation.com/masterclass, and you'll just have a conversation with one of our coaches so we can understand your goals. If we believe we can help you with your goals and meeting your goals, then we'll invite you to apply for the program and kind of go from there. So Corinna, thank you so much for sharing your amazing story today. We're going to keep tabs on you, and you're not going too far. You're just going over to our graduate community where you have 300 plus new friends. So
That's awesome. Super excited.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.